I might as well switch over to this scene. Apparently the port of my graphics card isn't quite working right. Because it keeps flashing on and off. I got a new display this weekend. It was working with the other adapter via USB. But now I got the adapter cable to plug it directly into the graphics card. It might just be the graphics card doesn't have enough power to do anything. That bad. I'll also close Mag's stream. And nudge my music volume down a hair. I keep forgetting that I've got the setting different between the two servers. Give them a minute. Anyhoozle, I don't really have much of a plan other than as a tour. That should be the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I believe that new person is getting a tour. Yeah, everybody's still logging back in. Welcome, welcome. Hey, it finally brightened up a bit. Yep. So, today is a bit of a special day, as everybody here should know. We're kind of celebrating Poppy's 1-year anniversary. And I thought we would just relax and gab about what it is that I've done. Because way back, for me, my actual 1 year being on the server is tomorrow. But whatever. Not usually a stream day for me. So here we are. I remember when I first joined, I was looking at the Dine map. And this was one of those little spots that I was looking at, because it's got a little bit of a cove thing going on and out into an ocean. And so I set up shop right here, actually. I had my bed and a couple of chests and a crafting table and some furnaces right here. And I built that as the first thing I built on the server. I'm being shot. I'm not done, I'm just getting started. Jeez, ow. Ow. Yeah. Glitching out. Anyhoozle. For me, I've actually used this ship design in other places as well. But I thought I would build it as my main base of operations and storage room and everything. Don't have a whole lot going on underneath at the moment, other than back here, I use these furnaces for XP and manually do things. I've been collecting people's plushies and some little gubbins up here. And down here, I originally intended for it to be kind of a trophy room, which is why in the template there is an actual office back here, but I didn't build it. And with the challenge mode stuff, I kind of built it around and added to it as we went along. I did help out with the galaxy map a little bit. I threw that here. That was a prank. At the end of my tunnel. Let's see. And outside. Two of the main things that I had originally planned when I joined ISV is I wanted to do more landscaping and more organics like trees. And so that's what I did. And with this tree over here, I think this is the third or fourth round of it. And of course, it's also got Axie's little apartment up there too from the Creators Challenge stuff. But over here, I built a lighthouse because we're on the coast and rocks are bad for your ship. They don't help it float very well. So you need a lighthouse to go, oh, hey, this is where you need to go. Interiors by Gabby, because I did hire her to do some interior work for me. And I got some really basic paths. The trees I struggled the most with were actually the spruce trees. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do for those. And then we come around up here. And for the mansion, most of it was effectively just starting placing blocks for me instead of having any kind of a plan. The only thing I did actually have in mind for it originally was actually this carpet. Because I know people tend to not like the unstripped birch. And I'm one of those people that firmly believes every block in the game can look good, but you just got to use it right. And so I was thinking, what if I had an ugly carpet for my entryway? And it's got a granite and polished granite fringe as well. And I think it works pretty well. Yeah. And then, of course, over here I have my little library. And over here I have an office. The office does have its own bathroom. Most of the bathrooms are kind of like this. They're very plain. Because I'm not that... I'm not really an interiors person. But I've been trying to learn more as I go. And over here we've got our dining hall and kitchen. The interiors were redone by Gabby. But off the kitchen there is actually some storage. Underneath, this would be like your the storehouse for the actual kitchen itself. And there's also a nice upstairs. I wanted something different for the foyer, and so I used the amethyst blocks because I thought it would look pretty. Geez, there goes the mucus glands. Anyways, here's the second floor of the library itself. And then I've also got a whole bunch of little bedrooms. Originally, the idea was for villagers, but I never did do the villager part. And then there's also bathrooms for them. Because, you know, we've got the kitchen, we gotta need the bathroom too. And then on the other side is where the master suite is. Now, I did have Gabby come in and do the bathroom because I was struggling with it. My original idea was a clawfoot tub, but it didn't fit, and so I hired Gabby to redo it, and I think she does really good work. But in here, I've got the master bedroom, some seating. There was actually a fire in there, because that's the fireplace. But then, for the Creators Challenge stuff, the challenge mode, I brought my bunny in here because I didn't want it to get hurt. And of course, you got your canopy bed, a poster by Oz. That's a bit of an attempt at a bouquet of flowers in a vase. I need more practice with the armor stands, for sure. And over here is the master closet. Got some hanging clothes, your shoes on the ground, hats on hooks, a couple of seats, access to the attic. There isn't anything in the attic. It's literally just flat and empty. And there is an access to the upper roof as well. Anyways, so there's also an out back for this thing too. And over here, originally, it was just a little where the ground kind of went down. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And so I filled it with water. And over time, I've added to it. I've added the trees around it and the little plants and stuff. And I think it turned out really nicely overall. And of course, it's got the whatever these things are. Spore blossoms to add a little bit of a particle effect. It looks really great with shaders, but my computer currently doesn't like that very well. Especially when I'm doing something else like streaming. So I can't turn them on. It's my ancient graphics card. And over here, I put a sandbox in a sandbox game. That was intentional. And then I've got this little treehouse platform thing here. It felt right to put it there because the way the branches were working out for me for this particular tree. Otherwise, it just felt too empty. I also did have that goal of all custom trees. All the trees on the surface that are within this claim are hand-built by me. And so over here, if we follow this little path, I kind of did this the other day at the previous stream, but I was trying to get replay footage that I still haven't messed with yet. You come over here, and I have a little gazebo thingy. And just down the hill, this is actually a setup. I had a skelly spawner, but I didn't really need it for bones and bone meal. I don't need it for XP because we've got the ender. And so it's actually a setup so that you can get the sniper duel advancement. All you got to do is get one skelly there, which you turn off the lever, and eventually one works its way over there. And then you stand on this diamond block back here. And it'll be just out of render, but if you aim just right and make sure more or less between the slabs and the iron block, you'll get sniper duel because it's a one-shot. And so it will die. So many things to see, so little time. Alright, let's carry on around. Maybe after a quick little nappy poo. Yep, nap time. There's a little bit more here. Other than that, because there's also the storage room and the greenhouse. Ow. Let's see if we can get sleep through the night here. And then technically the road does carry on around this way as well, but from there I tend to just jump across. But it comes around here, and then I've got this little storage room. And I've got like a lot of netherrack from my nether claim. And it's all labeled and organized. And then down here we have a greenhouse, because why not? Nothing too fancy. I struggled a bit with the interior of this thing, as well as the exterior, but... And on the Dyn map, because of the way that the angle is when you do the 3D view, it's facing the direction that I'm facing right now. It just happened to work out that way here. And none of my other claims have that. But that is most of the first claim. There is a little bit of stuff underground as well. Down in this well here. And just, there's a tire swing and a tree swing over there. Down here. And we've got little tunnels here because I wanted to do a bit of an underground tunnel thing into where the treasure hoards are because, you know, dragon. Where else do you keep your treasures? So I've got like a little pile of diamonds over here, gold. The emerald blocks are actually in that box that's on board the ship. And carpet, because this is a slime chunk. This is where I had my slime death. Because it bumped me into a cobweb and then, well, yeah. Of course, emeralds and gold is down this way. There's a few stacks in there currently. So the gold. All the little spheres on the outside are the same size, but because of positioning, they're basically right up against the edge of the claim. As in the far wall, I can't mine out because that's technically outside the claim. Over here, I made this into a string farm. It's just one cave spider spawner. I wasn't sure if there would be, if the others would be close enough, but they're not. This one, however, is also next to a geode. And so I made a geode farm. Just nothing fancy, you swim around. Nothing too fancy. And then down below is storage for the string. It uses a hopper minecart, but when the system is off, it also parks the minecart. And the string goes into these chests. I think the hoppers are only on this row, and then this row's, I gotta put it there manually. Now I was trying to go with this with a kind of in the void and then into part of a building. So, and there is actually more further down. But then I've got clay and some redstone and a notch apple. This was the first one that I found naturally in one of the mining worlds. And a toothless head. And this particular toothless skin is not available on Planet Minecraft. You had to be part of a specific Facebook group at a specific date because they did take the link down. This is the original way down. Below, there's a bunch of pretty open caves, and I did find an iron ore vein, which I ended up mining quite a bit on. I think it's, yeah, that's the iron vein over there. And down here, I started clearing out for farms and stuff. And this is a creeper-only farm with a shut-off. And sugarcane farm. And they all go into shulker loaders. Because, well, you'll get overwhelmed very quickly with how much stuff you collect. It's also not a very ineffective glow squid farm. And I started fiddling around the other day with turning it into being able to collect records, but never finished. And I don't think there's actually enough room. And over here, it's hard to see, but I did dig out for a shulker farm. The only thing missing currently is a shulker. I just haven't done that yet. And it looks really dark here because in the actual world download for it, as well as the tutorials, they're in a void out in the open. And this is very much not. Fly back out. In the template, the sails, the yard arms are perfectly straight. And I thought it'd be more interesting if I made them not be. So that's kind of what I did here. Let's see, anything else missing from here? Just Axie's apartment. That's the only other thing missing. I know that I've kept the one that was built here, and I hear other people may have kept the ones that were built in their bases too, but I don't know who all has. Found this on stream. Helps if you line yourself up correctly. But then we have an Axie apartment up here with his little birdie. And his curtain's still there. Feels like there's not a whole lot here, but I'm also going kind of quickly because there's still a lot more to go, because I've got my overworld, other overworld claim and 2 nether tunnels, end claim, my spawn house, my nether claim, which actually isn't a whole lot there. But I think I'm going to grab the boat first. Also put the rotten flesh away. Thank you for the follow. Let's put that rotten flesh away before we move on. Rotten flesh. I can be on here every day and I still have to hunt for it, but it is organized. And then over here we have our nether portal, which goes to our nether tunnel. With this particular tunnel design, it's actually based off of the main shaft of my branch mine from my single player LP world. It's got the nice little arches and whatnot. And I think part of it's in a basalt delta and part of it's a soul sand valley. But nothing too fancy, just stone, stone, and more stone. And for me, since I come from playing largely a large biomes world, it's actually kind of short. Let's see. Next stop would be the spawn townhouse, because it's the next closest. Because I do have one of those. And over here, I built a mini castle. Ironically enough, I did not start with my spawn house. I actually started with my first claim over there. And I'm pointing and clicking in that direction because it is actually that direction. Nothing too fancy. The gate here doesn't operate. A little bit of interior. Again, I'm not really much of an interior decorator. Bathroom over here. I think my office is on this side. Yeah, because I have an office here. Bedroom up top with a view out over the ocean. I just thought it'd be nice to try and see if I could squeeze a little castle in. And then there's a dining room and kitchen over here and down below. A lot of this was already an open area, and I was thinking, well, since it goes all the way down to the ocean, put a little boat in it. All my claims have ships except for my nether claim. It's on the to-do list if I get to it, but I don't have that designed yet. Just time. And it's getting to be nighttime. Good thing we're going to the nether. So many people have built so many things here. It's interesting to see the contrast between people's build styles sometimes. Back to the Nether. I think you face this way. Actually, while I'm here, I think I might go check the mail and you can run by my office. There goes Axie. Let's go to the post office first and check our mail while we're in the area. Haven't had any mail in a while, but, you know. Might as well while we're here. Nope, nothing. I do actually have an office in the Creators Tower. You know, since we're here, we might go there next. Let's see. So this would be page 83. The downside of being so far in is that you gotta scroll for a while. Oops. Nope, that's not what I wanted to hit. Stream. March 26th. Because that's kind of what it is. Stream 83. Oh, it's also stream number 128. 2 stacks. I didn't really look at the office. We just popped in and built out the book. Again, as I'm not much of an interior person. Yeah, 2 stacks. 1 for each hand. I'm not that big of an interior decorator, but I just want something nice and simple. Because, well, it fits me. Let's see. And then from the Multiverse Portals, we've got the Hermit Row. Part of the thing with the Creators Challenge stuff, or I think Ash actually refers to it as Challenge Mode, is that you had to have it either be recorded or live. That would be in Xyz. But since I was also a participant, and all of this really did turn out really nicely, I did TFC's monument on stream. And my original idea was to do a statue of him. But then I got to thinking, that doesn't feel TFC. So I went with simple cobble blocks. And it's basically a tribute to him. It's got all kinds of information on him, stuff about branch mining. There's a branch mine example down below. Threw a TFC plushie in. All the gear and stuff. And of course the sign with his outro. Just nice and simple, nondescript, kind of off in a quiet corner. Not some big flashy build. I really wanted it to capture TFC. Now I've heard people say that it does. Up C with green. There's no back. Let's see. Was there something else from here? Oh, yeah, the patron monument. Because I do have a setup that, of course, Mags has been over here working on stream, but, yeah. I might as well swing by and look at mine. Yeah, just sitting there. Cute. I wasn't really sure what to do for mine, so I thought I would keep it nice and simple. Snowball fight. Now, at one point, it was one of the highest up ones, but people have been added since then. I did go through and redo some of it, and I was the patron of the month of November last year, and so I've got my patron of the month skin on there. And then I put a me plushie because I was in 5th place of challenge mode. Just a representation for me. Nothing fancy. People and their diamond blocks everywhere. Dolly. She's got her head and a shulker box. I think that's all we can get to with the multiverse portals. If there were diamond block slabs and stairs in my first world, I would have used that to make my rail lines. Because in single player, they're kind of worthless after a certain point. I mean, flex, I guess. I did go to the party area yesterday, but I didn't really do much over there personally. On to the next one. I personally haven't really had much to do with Spawn itself. So we want to head south. For my second claim, overworld claim, I wanted something out in the middle of the ocean. And so that's what I got. That should be the 500 south. The drawback is it's literally a mile away. A mile south and a mile to the west. 1,000. Because my thinking is for the mile measurement. Each block is 1 meter and 1.6 kilometers is a mile. So, yeah, it's 1,600 blocks. Savard. I do actually still have all the replay mod footage I took from all the dragon fights with the challenge mode. Not that one, the next one. Coming up on the next left. Slow down. With this tunnel, I wanted more of an ice cave kind of feel to it. It looks better with connected textures, but it's a bit of a fog effect going down, and I ended up putting black concrete at the bottom because over by the portal it actually opens up, and then you see netherrack because it's not right up against it. Just some basic arches. It is spawn proofed. I used double snow layers up top to make sure nothing would spawn. next area. I haven't really done much under here. I had plans and stuff, but like I think storage is going to go over there. We've got a bed there. I did get a little bit of structures going, but you swim up here. When I originally got this one, I used the Gaming District Multiverse portal. 1 second, please. Had to cough. Might as well say hi. So, it's not completely finished, but the idea behind this is there's this particular scene from the final episode of How to Train Your Dragon Race to the Edge, and that's what this is. Scaled down, of course, because claim size limits, and then the actual ships are a pain to draw to do in Minecraft. But then this is the one with the little cage in the middle for the King of Dragons. The cage that's entirely too small. Just a small fleet of ships is all. Not much there. And then I think we're going to stop by the Nether Claim next, just because it's on the way. Nothing too fancy here. See, yes, I have all the claims, and there's stuff in all the claims. Alright, and because it's on the way, now I do have to go around via the tunnel network, but technically it's off the 1000 Southwest Tunnel. There's not currently much there, and I've been slowly, with time, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I started with just a very basic set of boxes on top of the fortress hitbox. Yeah, I got dynamic lights on. Anyway, so we're gonna have a hang a left here. All the way down to the end. My thought when I built what is there was going to be a sort of a minigame thing. But I just wasn't happy with it, and it felt like it was just too bulky and boxy. And of course, because it's drifting around the corner here, yeah, it's not perfectly straight, so... But it is faster than walking or flying, so there is that. We might die today. Alright, and through this door. There's not actually a proper connection for it, because I just haven't bothered. And we're not wearing gold, and we don't have a totem on hand. There is a bit of a trail of torches as well as destruction. So there isn't a whole lot here now because I've torn most of it off, but I did dig the entirety of it all the way down to lava ocean level because I had plans, and I still am thinking about what I want to do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually get to it. But I was thinking have like a ship over there, and then you walk around and up a hill and go in, and it's sad, but it is what it is. Actually, I need to go downstairs because we need our tier 3 rockets. Because the next place is my end claim. Grab that. Stack of flight 3s. Traditionally, I always flew around with the flight 3s before I joined ISV. I can come out right here this way. So, a while back... Ow. I went and played on one of my other worlds, and I was flying around and I was like, oh geez, these rockets are lasting a really long time. Yep. Now, my worst story on that one is, it's been many years ago. I don't remember who I was watching, but I was watching somebody play Minecraft while I was playing Minecraft, and I heard a creeper. And I thought it was the person I was watching's creeper, until I had the message that I was blown up by a creeper. It's like, nope, that was mine. Yep. Next stop, the end. Since we're at 1,000 south, we got to pass the next tunnel over, and then it's the one to the end. Because I've been all over the server. Pick that up, please. Thank you. I was actually able to participate in the dig for this. With the dig for the end island itself, I wasn't actually able to be part of that because that week is the week that my motherboard died. The problem with that other motherboard, computer motherboard, is that for whatever reason, it doesn't register that you're shorting the pins to start it. So I think there's an open somewhere in that circuit. And we're going to need our coordinates up. And go ahead and enable flight 3s. It is nice that they broke the bedrock here. It's a bit of a hike, but it's like minus 230, 2900-ish. Thereabouts. And the only way to get there is to fly. Well. But it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, wait. No, that's just for me. There's one time where I was flying out here and ended up way off course. I forget where it was, but it was like way west of where I was supposed to be. Should be showing up here shortly. I'm still not completely happy with the clouds, but someday, eventually, I might come back and work on that some more. But here is my little end castle, which Impulse did actually tour at one point. There hasn't really been a whole lot of work on it since then. Mostly just added the trees on the outside, and over here is my little airship. Because, well, it's floating in the sky. You're not going to have a regular boat. That's not going to work. Not a whole lot of interior to it. Just, this was, or was it over? I think I had some stuff stored there at one point. But, like, general storage, I was keeping bits and bobs for this. And then, of course, the bunks for all the sailors. I suppose there'd still be sailors. And, of course, captain's quarters that's undecorated. And thank you for the follow. And then down here was plans for, like, a pathway to the treasure vault for your, all the booty. And the entire extent of planning for this particular castle itself was I drew out 3 circles for the walls. And thank you for the follow. 3 a.m. Yeah. So, it's a concentric castle, and the gates do work, but it's really hard to show from my own perspective. And there's dead ends this way, and it circles around. It actually circles all the way around, and then once you get over to there, you have to wander all the way back around. But we're going to fly. And, of course, the entry room, I did get a little bit going in here. It's one of those things where I've been really struggling with it a lot. Nothing too fancy storage. I was working on something. The clouds, I believe. Yeah. This would be like a dining room for the guards. There's supposed to be some other things, too. Like an armory and the barracks. Or something like that. Thank you for the hydrate reminders there, TLB. Hydrate I shall. Anyways. And then I've got stairs going up. And I forget what all is supposed to be on this level, but since it's the lowest level, it still has access to the entryway and everything. And then you continue up, and I believe this is where my library is. Yeah, this is where the library is. Along with, it's supposed to be like the kitchen and the living room and stuff like that. Basically, the normal start of the normal living quarters. part. And so I built this. It does a full shulker at a time. Although it's not fully automated. You put this stuff in there and then it sends a cart across. And then over here, off the corner, I did set up the basic bones for an iron farm. That's all that's there. I don't even have the lava in it right now. And down here, we're in the belly of the beast. That is a dripstone farm that I don't have. I figured out somewhere along the ways. I don't think it's set up right, but it doesn't matter because you can just go buy it. And then this is my spruce tree farm. I was going to put the shulker farm in here, but then I measured out the clearances for how many blocks around it you need, and there just isn't enough room in here. Not for clearance. You'll end up with shulkers on the outside too. And then, of course, the item collection for that. Have I really managed to fit us all in 1 hour? Wow. Nothing too awfully fancy. With the gates themselves, it's actually based off of Sandy City from Etho. I had a copy of his world, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get it to work when I copied block for block. I figure timing or something, I'm not sure what changed, but in his world it works. And if I use a tool like World Edit to copy it over, it works. But if I build it myself, it doesn't. It's the weirdest thing ever. Let's see. Over here. Put that away. Actually, while I'm here, let's go ahead and refill our other rockets too. Our other rockets. I still haven't edited it or anything, but I did take a bunch of replay mod footage the other day. And it's just sitting there on my hard drive. And of course, with the trees, I wanted to go a little bit smaller because it's a smaller area. Not my... It's not my strength, but... And of course, there's also the red nether brick roof. And this is actually my original tribute to TFC. It's a flag with his watermark on it, although I stylized it wrong. But that's what that is. It's equals pi up at the top. And a dedication plaque. It's just his outro again. Over here I was experimenting with some end trees, but they're okay. Ow. How's our durability looking? We're looking okay. And we're back home. So, there's that. I did join ISV for the social aspects, although I know I haven't done that much. I do know I've tried at least here and there, because I remember helping drain a couple of ocean things, as well as there's the ocean monument just outside of Mac's base. And helped drain Kep's base, and there was a couple of other things too. The fun night was when there were 4 of us with Axie helping him go get some Ravagers for his claim, the Jurassic Park thing. I really didn't have much planned for when I built this thing altogether. Just very generic. Only the ship has its template in creative. Everything else has just been kind of as I go. And on occasion, I've had people ask about another portal, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Go on ahead. As for what to put on the deck here, for the ones at the second climb, I'm thinking about trying to design some ballistas or something, along with supplies scattered on the deck, just to make it look a little more interesting from above. And let's see, anything else? There is a lot of this has been custom terrain, or shaped a bit over time. So when I was putting in lighting, I would forget that I had built up a section and dig through to put a light, but there's nothing under it because it's all been placed by me. Oopsie. And of course, on this end, I had to dig out. On both ends, I actually had to do a whole bunch of digging to get it to fit, because the way the hills were, it wasn't quite enough room for it. But that's been shaved back, and I think I pulled that part forward a little bit. A little bit of landscaping here and there. And I know there's a bit of a hole underneath on this side. Probably be faster to just jump into spec. But yeah, giant hole, and it kind of winds around and down, and that's actually one of the little spheres of mine. But you do leave the claim if you go so far that way, as well as and it goes down quite a way. I think it goes all the way down to bedrock if you follow it the right way. Okay, it turns around, down, and Mahusive Cave. That was fun lighting too, by the way. Let's see. But it also carries on around. It does keep going quite a ways. Is it this way? Or the other way? It might be the other way. But there's also a lot of, well, really big, whatever these are called. Gotta go down a bit. Lush Caves, that's it. That's the name of it, Lush Caves. It just kind of goes. I haven't lit all of it, but I also haven't been on the server a whole lot the last few months. So, yeah. Oh, up here, there is actually a walkway up top as well, with a little door and some lightning rods. I stuck the lightning rod there because I was looking at it and lightning had struck the roof, which deoxidizes your copper. It also has that fun side effect of spawning skeleton traps, and so I had one up here. But yeah, it just goes inside, and there's a little platform and a ladder down into the main attic, which then goes down to here, and then down to here. The reason why I spawned these guys in, there's actually a reason for the iron golems. I spawned them in there because with my original plan to have villagers here, I didn't want them spawning iron golems because, well, they'll spawn them constantly. And so if there's already a bunch in the area, and then a bell to ring for their point where they gather. My dogs don't have names, and it's less cute because I don't have fresh animations on. But yeah, couple of doggos. Over here somewhere, there's actually a hole with a cow and some sheep in it. A sheep. I think it's just one. Just what? I believe I just used shroom lights under the carpets for lighting. I didn't want particles, so I knew I didn't want torches. And they happened to be the cheapest thing to come by. Now we got a sheep and a cow. Also moved because I didn't know what the challenges would consist of. But just to be sure, I went ahead and made sure that they'd be safe. Maybe I won't help sleep then. Nope. Too slow. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Not really. Got through it really a lot quicker than I was expecting. Like I was telling Axie at one point, if it wasn't for the requirement for your hidden base to have a noisemaker of some kind, I probably would have never found it. But it fits really well in there. Mine wasn't very well hidden at all. Because at Nothos Place, it's basically all empty gaps all around. I think I'm going to go ahead and look. Hold on. A little busy right now. Replying to somebody on Discord. I do actually have made friends here, I will say that, which has been good. So now on Fridays I have a stream as well, really late, and I've been playing a lot of games with some friends that I've made through this server. Let's see. Actually, this would be a good opportunity for my doorbell. Poor Legion. We're all trying to make sure he has to stop by every single claim on the server. We will put a doorbell in there somewhere. Got to temporarily pause the music. I did hire Not So Random to do this one. Bit of a waltz. Uh-oh. When I originally paid him for it, he was a little concerned about the price, but I had diamonds at the time, and it's like, oh yeah, some people have actually been doing things like mining and have stores. What else? What else? We could go inside and look at the interior of the lighthouse. Show off what Gabby can do. Sales pitch and advertising. Why is there a torch there? I thought I got rid of those. But when I hired Gabby to do this, it was just several floors with stairs. And I think she did a fantastic job. Like this living room, and I believe this is a kitchen and dining room and a bedroom area, and then you get up top, which is accessed through the trapdoors. And I just went solid sea lanterns because I could do the chasing lights thing with redstone lamps, but lag. Also hidden inside of here is a beacon, just because I wanted it to point out the top. Nope, can't do that. Gonna have to actually fly. Go close the door. And at one point, I actually had a different idea for the wall, but it wasn't working, especially because of the varying height. And so I just went simple with pillars and brick walls and slabs and stairs on top, just to cap off the wall around most of it. And then over here, I went with just glass, because to get rid of that stone border. Nothing too fancy there. Underneath of here, there is actually a conduit, because drown spawn here like crazy. It helps a little bit, but man, those things are slow. The conduit, not the drown. And of course, I got my little dock. And using glow lichen, the light level is really low here, but it's still spawn proof. It's been a bit of a learning experience for sure. I gotta reply. Yeah, because otherwise, after stream, it looks like I might have something else to do, possibly. Scatter barrels. Originally, back when I was first starting in this season, my idea was to have organized storage down below, because it was semi-organized, but the problem was I kept overflowing on things. But like organized storage in here, which I did actually rip this out at one point, because I was going to do something completely different on the interior, but then I put it back because none of the ideas I was working on worked really well for me. But then on top, the plan was actually to use a chest monster decoratively. The problem is I don't chest monster very well. It's going to be organized, it's going to be labeled. But I thought it would fit because you'd have supplies on board and all of that kind of stuff. Usually it's not unheard of for me to go through 3 or 4 storage rooms in a world, and surprisingly, I'm only on my second one here. Which, it works. And of course, I got boxes for the different things, like the Christmas 22 stuff. And in comes our hydrate reminder. Thank you, TLB. I hear a wandering trader. At this point, I doubt he's got anything useful. Skulk Shriekers. Beefhead. Scar Tango. Nah, I don't really have anything useful. I'm sorry, sir. We're going to have to send you on your way. Trying to peddle his wares, but he doesn't even have anything I would want. Leads go. Leather goes in there too. I've had a few of those too, floating around. So, over here, I got a loom for the banners, stone cutter. That's where I did my netherite stuff. I'm actually on the 5th iteration of several of my things. He left without letting people say goodbye. Rude. I forget why I have the grindstone exactly. It might have been some gear I had a while back towards the beginning of the season. Had a chance I didn't want. And of course, my dye boxes. Keep all the banner supplies nearby there. Coal for the... I usually put ores in this chest, stuff to process for smelting. That is from originally when I scouted out my nether claim. Also, I have my Santa hat. It's nice to have all that fixed. Also, Optifine is out. I just don't have it yet. Let's see. Other fiddly little things. Must find detail stuffs. Actually, I might find a bed first. And I still have not, to this day, been killed by a phantom since they were introduced. Ever. The question is, what do we do for another 45 minutes? It took slightly longer, but I think part of that's because I was taking my time with it for the clips and trying to make sure that it would be plenty long. With the flower beds here, I wasn't quite sure what to do for that. I believe it's basically every flower type except for like wither roses, because that's not good for you. There might not be any cornflowers in it either. With the stairs here, I'm not entirely happy with them, but that's mostly because the space I have here is not quite enough for what I really wanted to do with the stairs, but it works. On the windows, with my single player LP world, because it was originally a snapshot world, things like Optifine didn't exist for it, so I had to use the grid pattern of the glass and use it decoratively. It does change the way the building looks to have the connected textures on, but since the connected textures mod I never got working. Oh yeah, and also there's some seating. I've got an overview map of this whole thing, and this is completely updated to the latest version. I thought about it later on, partway through the season, of doing the whole you lock the maps and keep snapshot maps, but I just didn't do it. Of course, seating for studies. Back here's the little library conference room with candles on the table. Yeah, lots of bookshelves. While it'll be really neat, I think with the new chisel bookshelves, it'll have to be 2 deep instead of just 1. So you can have books on both sides. Because the original texture has books on all sides. With the ceiling in here, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. But I had a viewer who actually suggested during stream using diorite. And I tried both unpolished and polished diorite. I went with a polished diorite here because it gives that nice... It feels like ceiling tiles, which is a look I really was trying to go for with it. And of course we got our looms turned around, some lighting hanging down. In the dining hall, the tables have been modified a little bit, but they're more or less in the same place as well as the same size. But the actual structure was mine. I used quartz. I forget which kind of quartz it is. So it has that grid line going on. And I put sea lanterns because without them the ceiling gets really dark. And then I made these little chandeliers, which I thought were pretty neat. Over time I've been messing around with different designs for chandeliers. There are candles on top and they are lit, but well, Minecraft being what it is, viewing that from a distance. Let's see, what else? Of course, Gabby did the kitchen. I did the floor in here. I think this makes a really good tile pattern for a linoleum-ish floor. Down here, I have been using bee nests because I saw them. I think those are the nests. Beehive. The hives. Okay. The nest's the other one. Let's get those backwards. Anyways, I've seen somebody else use this as kind of like a box or drawer thing, and so I've been using it too. And put out extinguished campfires for things like fish or whatever on top. And some barrels. And I was thinking about having this be able to go down further, but I never did. There's a lot of extra torches around. Let's see. GG. Up top, I'd forgotten about the lighting on the ledge there, and so I had to go through with carpet and carpet it all. Let's see, did I forget anything? Probably. At one point, I had set up fireworks for this, for it to go off here, but it didn't go as far as I wanted to, and it just didn't work the way I was hoping. But basically, I think it was for getting affiliates on Twitch. Let's see, back in here, we've got pillars and columns and arches everywhere. Up front. Trying to think. Not the second claim, but my first overworld claim, the nether tunnel itself, is actually spawn-proofed on top too, and I had noticed at one point that my neighbors weren't spawn-proof, but I think it's been fixed at this point. Also, this was supposed to be basically a way to get down into the underground areas. I just never got very far with it. Let's see. Well, this is awkward. I've got nothing to do now. Too bad we don't have that sit thing on here. Nice little bench. I wasn't super happy with the shape I had here, but putting trees and foliage in, I think has helped break it up a bit. And over here, that actually was a waterfall already there. And I just kind of expanded it and took it down the hill. Nothing fancy, just kind of dug out a little extra, or I might not have dug that out actually. And then just run it all the way down into the river. Technically, this is a river. A lot of my collaborative stuff in here has been at Stat Poker. What else? When I was shaving down, it was to create clearance for the ship. There's a not invisible armor stand. Something broke or whatever. Anyway, because originally the way the land was shaped, it came right up to the ship, and it was... I actually had to dig terrain to place those bottom blocks. And unfortunately, that little lump there is technically, looking at it from above, the ship itself can't actually come in and out of here. But unfortunately, this is actually the line that's the edge of my claim. So I can't dig that out. Sad. I went with 2s and then 1. I did dig on this a little bit, but I was thinking about digging it out the rest of the way down. I just never did. The list of unfinished projects are things that you've changed your mind about. You start doing. Ow. And then you go, never mind. I think I'm going to have to fix that, or it's going to drive me nuts. Because it's a little weird. Ow. It's a little bit weird to have that poking out. Yeah. Whew. I think I have flint up here. Yep. And I think this is Santa hat one. Because the others are... Yep. Now we can sleep the night away. I haven't done a ton with the armor stands. Oh, come on now. That's got to be close enough. Sleepy sleep. Over on the Skyblock server, somebody's got a bunch of quartz ore because silk touch, and you get a lot out of it. Fine. I think that's just the individual emeralds, not necessarily anything in particular. Yeah, all the memories. Do you have some stuff in mind for next season? Like, at least for the one of the overworld claims, I'd like to have base mates. More work on the organic building stuff along with landscaping. People often ask Scar how he got to be so good at it. And the answer he gives is the only answer there is for something like that. You gotta do it. Again. Half an hour left and I have no idea what to do because... yeah. Oh well. I believe there was a couple of zombie spawners. I think I found at least 2. One of them is off the ladder all the way down, and one of them is off in that corner. Earlier in the season, when I found the spawner over there, I was thinking about setting up a zombie delivery service for people. I never got very far with that. The room is still as is, but lit up. And I did find a regular spider spawner, and there was a couple of cave spider spawners. Yeah. You just use less pick durability. Well, because you don't. You just fly to wherever you're going. Where was my train of thought going? Who knows? I was thinking, right. Sort of. I was thinking we could go over to the second claim because I did forget to include. There is actually a spider farm over there, although that particular one isn't that good. On to the long trek back over there. Oops, I got in my boat too soon. Brain am scattered everywhere. Thousand? No, 500. Yeah, 500. We actually need to go all the way to 1500. So there's a little bit of underground stuff out there. It's technically not in the replay footage anywhere. Thousand? Nope, went too far. Abort, abort. Went too far. Boy, brain really is squirrely today. That's where I wanted to hang my, right. Had to cough again. I think I'm gonna have a drink here. Not sure whose tunnel that is. So there is a little bit of underground stuff, but I don't quite remember how to get there. This is where we find out if I can navigate this space still. No idea what's up in my throat today. Fortunately, I have mute buttons. I think it's this way. You keep going past here. Around the corner a little. Is it that one? No. No, no. The stuff I was working on is over this way. Yeah, it's about a minute or three. It's that hole. Can I fit down a of these? I did actually originally build a string farm over here. But then I did want it the main claim because it's closer. Since that's where I'm at most of the time. Nothing fancy. I never did. I need to fix it. But then we go over here, and this is actually where all my shulkers of clay come from. Because somebody started mining out all the clay. For some reason. I think it's around this way. There's a tunnel through to another section somewhere. Not there. Hi, Peach. Where was it? That's the way out. Ow. Parkour. Yeah, that's the way out. Somewhere around here. Well, off the spec we go. Where was it? Over this way? But basically there's a whole bunch of area over here. One of the things I did is I put a fence along the border just to make sure I didn't go past that point. But that is actually the claim border. Yeah, GG because the new person got diamonds. Diamonds! Back to here. I think most of it's lit up around here now. I think. Very well. Hydration shall occur. Everybody have a drink. That's way up. Okay, and then we head back. I think I actually had to head back out to the end claim twice because I kept forgetting parts to record. So I don't know that I'll get another 60 streams out of this season or not. But for me at least, it's kind of wound down a bit just because I'd been at it so hard up to a couple of months ago. Hang left. If my main claim were further away from spawn, it probably would be closer to go through the end portal, but since it's basically right there. Let's see. That should be 500, right? Yep. And then back over to our main claim. with the... Yeah, I've been cheesed. With my tunnel design here, this is actually bottom slabs, and on top of it is also bottom slabs. It's full blocks and whatnot for the actual interior part, but on the outside, it is slabs. It sounds like a lot of the aboves have been worked on. Even though we're at Y100, there is gaps above it. Right. Oh, I was gonna... No, not there. Over there. Forgot to mention, it is technically possible to go on a little boat from my spawn claim to here without leaving the water. It actually does lead from there. Let's run over there real quick, and I'll point as I talk. That sounds like a plan. Organized tour. Yes, that's it. Definitely. Ow. With the chat heads mod, it looks perfectly like a cat head. I think I was looking at the Dynamap. When I originally picked this spot, I was just looking for somewhere to build. But it turns out that from here, looking at the Dynamap, there is solid ocean going that way. There's a couple of claims in between, but you can actually go that way and around the coast. Basically, you hit the next landmass. I'm pointing with my hands too. You hit the next landmass going that way, and then south around the coast, and you'll end up at my other claim from here. Yes, traveled all that way, 2 points. GG self. GG. I don't think I've actually done anything underground there at all. Yeah, I'm not exactly death prone. Some people are, some aren't. I'm in the are not category. I mean, according to Stat Poker, I have more deaths than Glaive, but it's still less than 100. I think I might have to have an extra drink here. I think at one point I had like a hanging root farm and glowberries here. And some miscellaneous chests. Yeah, I never. On this one, I don't close that. On some of the others, I do. It varies. With one of these that serves as the portal room in my my old single player LP world, I kept the door closed because zombified piglins, or back then zombie pigmen, they would spawn in your portals. And so to keep them from getting through, gotta close the door. I think I usually keep the trapdoor closed on that one too. The template for it doesn't have the trapdoors or the chains down the middle. That's been added more recently. It's really hard to get it exactly right because, for one, Minecraft scale doesn't work very well for some things, and then also there's the every time you show the ship on camera on the actual show, they're a different size, drastically different. And of course, we got all the rigging here. Never did finish it at the second claim. At some point, I'll probably do that. Whether it'll be on stream or not, I don't know. 15 minutes. What do we do for 15 minutes? I know. Let's run around in circles. Oh. Which one? Yeah, I believe that Kep uses a lot of concrete for more modern style builds. Whereas I tend to be like deep slate, stone, cobble, and a lot of oak. Although, traditionally, usually I would put cobblestone slabs and stairs instead of wood ones. But I tried something different in this world with this spruce. I think it works okay. Whee! Well, the tour was kind of what I had planned for the stream. I did participate in the Secret Santa stuff. That was fun. Never did put an ornament on that tree. And I didn't do the bonus Secret Santa, or the secondary Secret Santa thing from the challenge mode. Yeah, I never did do that either. grassing and dirt. What do I think? Yeah. I saw something about that. But I'm not using Optifine currently. Yes. I don't know what the parrot's name is. Squawkers. Right. Not one for 119.3 though. I think there is, but I'm not sure. Oh, look, another chicken out in the water. Right. ISV is also on 119.3 at the moment. Let's see. I don't know. Do I have a chest for feathers? I know the chicken goes in there. Mob drops. No. No. Yeah, that's mob heads. No, not in there. They must go somewhere. Really? I'll have to hunt for that at a later date, because I don't know where my feathers go. Oopsie. Hopefully whoever's going next is getting set up soon? Question mark? Story. One time, I think it was when I was moving my storage room around, moving it from on board the ship to the new storage room, I was flying back and forth, and one time I actually landed in the window, and it went right through into the room I was emptying. That was fun. I don't think I've plowed into these trees and died. Let's see, I made a cartography table there. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of sand and stuff to fill for draining places, but I haven't really done anything with it. It just sits there. Because a couple of months ago, when we were talking about doing that whole player helping player stuff, one of the first projects that came up was actually draining some ocean. And so I went and gathered a whole bunch of sand specifically for that kind of a task. Especially since I've been involved in quite a few drainings already. And then it's just kind of sat there. Whoopsie. Oh yeah, downstairs at the bottom, I do actually have, I didn't show my new brewer. The new brewing system is basically the one in the end, just in the overworld for convenience. And there's also a smelting setup. It's nothing fancy, just a couple of rows of furnaces. There's zero automation with it. go down this way because it's faster. And I have fallen to my death. When I was digging it out, I had little columns going up in the corners, and so it was dug out all the way down, and then I fell down. Let's see, I think this is the brewer over here. Yeah, it's literally just a copy of the one in the end. Although I did have to modify the emptying system just because bedrock. It's bedrock here, and I didn't want to mess with it, so I'm just like, well, we can make it go uphill. It should be fine. And then over here, on the other side, it's my little smelting system. And this is one of those lava farm kit. And so all these furnaces are powered by lava. But it's 2 separate rows. I think it's 32 furnaces altogether. It's not a ton. But I figured I should be okay on hoppers doing this instead of, since I don't have a sorting system. My sorting system is I place the shulker box down. I take the items out of the shulker. I put them where they go in the box they go in. I might go ahead and do that next season too. Have an automated sorter of some kind. Even if it's just for like bulk items. And with... I'd have to go and look it up, but I believe you can empty shulkers a lot quicker now. More easily. Although, if it destroys it, it might be worth it to just have a shulker farm first. Let us see. That's just Panda. Right, because they got a new mic. There goes Glave. And Glaive is on his starting screen, but he'll be live here continuing on with Stream Day. I do want to say thank you to everybody for showing up, and thanks for the raid, and including me in today. And my next regularly scheduled stream will be on Tuesday. And for those who will be there, I'll see you then.